Series on English language. Now we've been able to take series on parts of speech, and we are using those parts of speech to learn more. We have used plural, we have used noun and pronoun to learn more about singular plural. So when you talk about singular plural, the singular and plural focus on noun and pronoun. So when you talk about singular plural, you are focusing on noun and pronoun. And when you talk about comparative superlative, you are focusing on adjectives and adverbs. Two parts of speech. So we're going to see how it works, how adjective and adverb work in comparative superlative. So we say, when you talk about comparative superlative, they focus on adjective and adverb. So we're going to see how it works. Now, we have normative. When you say normative, you mean normal, one. Like when something is one, you focus on that one. My car, let's say my car. I'm not comparing myself with anybody. I'm not comparing my car with anybody. My car is good. Focusing, that is normative. So if you are talking about one thing, so you say that is normative, that is normal. It's one. So you say, my car is good. I'm giving an example now. My car is good. Now, comparative talks about two. Whenever you say comparative, you are looking at two things. That's why we put comparative two. And one thing you have to note when you are talking about comparative is you are going to see this word done. In comparative, you are looking at two things, two objects. You are looking at two subjects. And you are seeing how one object is related to the other. So, the word you are going to see there to show you that you are comparing, comparative, you are comparing two things, you are going to see this done. And so, you must see that. Now, when you see done, that word that you are using to compare, if it's shorter, in most cases shorter English words, you will see a word with ER. Like, if I have normative, my car is good. Now, I want to compare my car with my uncle's car. My car, I say, my car is better. You see ER there, than, you see this word there, than my uncle's. That is my uncle's car. My car is better than my uncle's. That is my uncle's car. Okay? My car is better than my uncle's. You see that? Now you see ER. You see ER. This word ended in ER. So anytime you see any word ending in ER, you know that word has to do with comparative. It's comparing two things. Now, sometimes the word may be longer. If the word is longer, you don't use ER. That's why you have more. You cannot use this and use this. You cannot use the word with ER and use more. No, you don't do that. Now, that is comparative. So we say, if the word is shorter, like this word better, good, better, you are going to see this word than. So, better than my uncle's. You see that? Because two, I'm comparing my car and that of my uncle. Now, assuming that I'm looking at my car and other cars, that means you are looking at three or more. Now, when you see three or more, most times, you are going to see this word they. For example, if I say my car is the, you are going to see a word with est or st. My car is the best of all the cars. My car is the best of all the cars. My car is the best of all the cars. You see that? It's the best of all. All. My car is the best of all. You see that? See, I'm using this word est, a word with est. Now, but in English words, there are times that the word that you are using to compare may be longer. That is why you cannot make it much long by adding er. Let me say, he is handsome. Normative. You are not comparing the man with anybody. He is handsome. Okay? Now, this word handsome is longer. He is handsome. He is handsome. Okay? Now, because this word is handsome, you cannot say handsomer. You cannot use it. So, you are going to, if you are comparing the man with another man, that is two. And the word is longer. You put this, don't prolong it. So you can say, he is more handsome than the brother. He is more handsome than the brother. You see, you put more handsome. This word, you cannot say handsome and you cannot put er there. So, when you use the word with er, you cannot use more there. When you use more, you cannot use the word with er. No, don't do that. You should not do that. You cannot say, he is more handsomer. No. So, he is more handsome than, remember, than the brother. Now, but when they are 3, 4, 5, that is superlative. And the word is longer, like handsome. Now, you are not going to put the word er, you are going to use most. You cannot use most and use the word with est. So, you say, he is the most handsome of all the men. Of all the men, of all. He is most handsome of all the men. He is most handsome of all the men. He is the most handsome. You see now, you cannot say most handsomest. No. You cannot use the word with est and use most again. Use most. You cannot use a word that ends with est and use most again. No. You cannot say the most handsomest. No, you cannot say that. So, in superlative, you either use this or you use this if the word is longer. We use most or more if the word is longer. We are going to look at the principles. If the word is longer. But if the word is shorter, you end it with er. Don't use er and use more. Don't use est and use most. No. If you use er, that is with when you are comparing two things. If you use er, don't use more there. If it's superlative, if you use est, don't use most there because you cannot use a word that ends in est and use most again. No, don't do that. That is the principle. You cannot use that. So when you are talking about one thing that is normative, you are not comparing that with another. When you are comparing two things, the word than must appear there. And if the word is shorter in English, you use er. If it's longer, don't use er. Add more and leave it like that. If you are looking at 3 or more things, that is superlative. Most times you see the word they. And if you are using the word with est, don't use most there. If the word is longer, then you add most and don't use est. For example, most beautiful. We are going to look at some of the rules. We are going to take the rules one by one, but this is just the general explanation of that so that you can understand the rules better. So follow me as we go to the first rule in comparative forms, in adjectives and adverbs, in understanding comparative forms in adjective and adverb. Please follow us as we look at that.